We eat a lot of our own food we hunt. We're caribou hunters. We live off the caribou.
Caribou is our primary source of food, and it's food that I enjoy eating. On top of that, I know where it's coming from. I know what's in it. And I know the process that it's been through to get to the table. It's ingrained in me. It's in my blood. My family's been doing it for forever, so.
Hunt with our dog team. Hunt way up there to head of the No-Tack River. Stay away about 10 days to 2 weeks until they got a load of caribou to bring home to their families.
Buckland lives right in the middle of the winter migrating trail for the caribou. So, like in November, December, January, February, March, we should have abundance of caribou throughout our hills, because this is their route that they go through in their migrating trail here when they head south and up towards Koyuk here and on behind Shaktoolik area where the mountains is rugged and deep snow. But our hills up here is just rolling hills. There are not many trees, not many willows, just tundra. And our caribou stay in that area for months, just eating, going back and forth. That's why this is one of a good place to be as a native person, where food is abundant year round.
When the caribou are running during the fall time, the herd is heading south, and they pretty much migrate right through this area between here and Kobuk. And while there's plenty caribou going by, whether it be mid-September or early October, hopefully before the bulls get in a rut, we try to harvest as many as we could, because that's our chance to stock that food for the winter.
Up here is where I usually hunt. Just walk up here a little ways and get my caribou. Migrate right through here, then over toward the other way. I go up to that hill there, and I take binoculars, and I can see quite a ways back up into toward the mountain and over the other side, and then see a bunch of herds sometimes coming. There's 4 of us right now, but sometimes we usually give them away to people in Kotzebue that sometimes that don't get meat. Share our stuff with other people.
I used to be able to go out and hunt myself when I was a little bit younger, and I still could, but sometimes our friends and nieces bring us the whole caribou, sometimes 3 or 4. A lot of us have big families, and with that many people to feed in the house, without a job, nobody can't afford it. It's being very expensive for groceries here in Southwick, because they have to fly it all the way in from Anchorage to Kotzebue.
If you have like at least 2 or 3 caribou, you probably have like 40 bags of, just different things to cook, where nowadays you order a meat package, and the meat package is $500 something, and then on top of that you have to pay almost $200 to have it shipped here. Nowadays the price of gas is so expensive, so when people announce on the VHF, we have caribou outside so-and-so's house, and people go and they get it. You see a whole bunch of 4-wheelers driving really quick, because they want to get at least 2-3 meals. Nowadays that's very, very important because of the price of gas.
as a retired man, I hunt for many widows, so I get a lot of caribou. And I produce food for many, many women that don't have their husbands there to hunt anymore. So I get maybe 30, 35 caribou a year.
I am content, with what people give me. If you don't have money, it's there in the freezer.
Mixed. These are fats from caribous.
And this one is caribou meat. People come every day, eat our children, their children, because the food on the table all the time. I never put away.
Our diet, we caribou, moose, and fish. I've got here's your caribou. Here's some dried meat, caribou meat.
We just love to eat the head. The brains are good. The eyes are good. The tongue is good. I would give them the best part of the caribou liver. Is the best breakfast you can ever have with hotcakes.
This one over here is the caribou skin. Getting it ready and drying it up for a friend of ours that comes over. It's got nice fall time hair that they're not thick like the winter ones.
It seems like it's harder to get caribou nowadays, and I'm speaking specifically for Iñupiaq. Growing up as a kid, August, we were bringing home caribou. I mean, that was our time. As time went on, September was the month, the first part of September. Now we're into the last part of September, and that line between rut and good usable bulls that are good for food is, we're kind of squishing that. According to the temperature outside, they're right on time. It's been hot, it's been warm for so long, and they don't want to move. They're lazy, they're eating, and now that it's starting to cool off a little bit, I guess they're finally starting to have the urge to move.
Our caribou, yeah, they should be here by now, but they're not. I think they had a late start further up north. And the only answer is just too warm, I guess. Maybe that's what triggers them to move, is the cold weather.
This fall, when we were waiting for the caribou to come through our camp up at Iñupiaq, mid-October is really late. Usually by mid-October the males are already in rut, so all you have are the females, and then you have to pick and choose with the females because they're traveling with their young ones that they had last spring, so you don't really want to get a mother either. This time of the year we'd have caribou hang, or you don't have to worry about freezer space, and right now the weather is really rainy and wet and warm, so yesterday we were having to work in the rain trying to put away caribou that my sister got. We can't keep it out as long as we'd like to just because it's not cooling off.
One of my main concerns really right now is climate change. It's really important, I think, to identify anything that you notice with the weather and climate change we have, especially out here in Northwest Arctic, because we're seeing so much changes and we can't follow the calendar anymore for our subsistence activities. We can't predict our hunting season, especially during the spring, which could be a safety issue with snow machining and boating. And we've lost some individuals due to the quick changes in the ice thickness and overnight changes at times. I'm really concerned about our migration of the caribou because they depend on their vegetation, their food out here.
The biggest impact is the humans. We have so many airplanes dropping off hunters in front of the migrating caribou that are impacting where the caribou are going to migrate to. So they don't go to the villages like they normally do. No attack in the last 5 years. They've had 3 years where they did not get caribou in the fall, which is scary. So food security is a real problem.
Caribous used to come around here, right? I could see caribous from my window. They would hunt right across here, not too far from our village. And now when these white men start coming, it's like we have hard time. These hunters start going way up to get caribou. And here comes the plane and just chase the caribous, which is not good. That's why the caribous, they never come down that much. Not like before, we used to have a lot of caribous.
It's very important that they come near Ambler so I don't have to travel very far, but I know it's very important for like Kayana and Norvik and Kotzebue villages also. I mean,
there's a lot of sports hunters that come around, get flown up there to wherever they see caribou and be dropped off by the airlines. I think that disrupt the migration route to the caribou. So nowadays it's getting kind of hard for us to go along the river where we used to go.
We have many influences that play into us not getting certain subsistence foods. Hunters from outside to get their trophy caribou or whatever, that's impacted our area of hunting a lot. I would say in the past 10 years we don't have the big migrations that we used to have. They're either chased further back into the backcountry. That makes it hard for us that don't have airplanes or can't afford the gas. The costs are a lot for fuel now, and that influences a lot of people getting out there and doing their hunting. A lot of the people go up to Onion Portage from Kotzebue to get their caribou, and that's 500 miles or so away. It is hard with the caribou just because that's about the only staple I really have besides fish.
That's what really makes me scared, because everywhere we go up here, as soon as the caribou start coming toward where the natives are going to hunt, they start dropping off their hunters. Hundreds. Day in and day out, caribou go a different way. Who's going to be impacted most? The native folks. Our ability to have food is very much in jeopardy. When ANILCA states that one of their biggest protections is the subsistence use of food by native people, they have the data showing which way the caribou with maps. All you have to do is verify by hiring a biologist in the fall with an airplane, and if you can start seeing the migration weaving off these camps, then you know it's impacting. The one that worries me most is the development in the Kobuk area.
The proposed road is from Fairbanks to the Waring Mountain, and we're way over here. But it will surely affect us because of the road and the caribou migration from Kayana, from Ambler to Narvik into our area. And they have to reroute, and where they will reroute, it will be harder for us to go hunt caribou.
This is the worst thing we could ever do. Within a few years, every RV and every car or truck with a trailer will be bringing their boats up into the Kobuk River Delta. We have to be very cautious as to what we approve, because the impact by the drop-off hunters is bad. The worst is going to be a road. A road is going to destroy our way of life very quickly. You know, I caution our people that if you don't make a wise decision on this, your children and your great-grandchildren will not have a way of life. It'll be all gone.
This area should be preserved for hunting and gathering and fishing, and make sure our lands are protected and not make it open to outside hunters. We can't depend on the state or federal dollars to come in and feed us. Our land and resources are very important to us. We've been here thousands of years and we want to find ways to preserve them.
We have to take that time and effort to teach others what we know, to make sure that our kids, our grandkids, and others learn about our way of life and respect it and live it, enjoy it, breathe it, share it.
Usually if you get a fat one, it's at least a couple inches or more of fat on its back. So.
And this one over here is caribou drying. We call paniktok. Eskimo word for dry, paniktok.
Otherwise, we become a people of the past. And last time I checked, I'm Iñupiaq, I'm still here, and whatever I could do to perpetuate that to others, then it's important.